started. And if we don't engage too much in the chat, it's because, this is.
Sorry. Dad, what's pH night?
It's pH night?
Yeah.
Is that like alkaline or what do they call it? Alkaline and then acid? Is that what you're talking about, pH?
6 drops.
6 drops. Okay, so thanks everybody. So let's get it rolling, Maggie.
Yeah.
I would like
Let's
to
bring Stephen in. He's lovely.
This gentleman, and this guy has this amazing story. Well, he probably has many amazing stories. He's a fascinating gentleman, whip smart, and he doesn't pull any punches on. Well, let's bring him on. People, everybody who's watching, here is our guest today on this odd Thursday, Stephen Cambian.
Hi.
God,
Hi, Robin. Hi, Maggie. It's good to see you both.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too, darling.
Yeah, and hello to everyone in the live chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friends are, and as time goes along, we'll get a few more people, and this.
Yeah, I just tweeted it and I put it on my Facebook as well. So maybe we'll get a few more that way.
Cool beans. Well, we'll just drag it along as long as we can. Okay. So I still don't know what pH night is out of mine.
I do. I do. Paranormal Hood. Smoke.
Yeah, it's Paranormal Hood is on at the same time as us. Maybe that's why a lot
of I didn't realize.
Oops. You know what? I sort of saw something about that on Twitter, and they said, "You know what tonight is?" And then I didn't check the time. Are they on like right now?
Oh,
I think they may be. Yeah, it's okay though. I mean,
Well, people will come back and watch the leftovers.
Watch the replay.
Yeah. When they get a minute. So anyway, welcome.
It's really nice they turned in and said hi though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that'd be good. Yeah, stop in, give us a like, and then go on to the next.
Like progressive back and forth. Yeah.
Progressive dinner. You go here for the entree, here for the appetizer before that, and then the side dishes. And anyway,
they are bouncing for us. God bless them.
That's cool. Thanks, out of mine. So anyway, Stephen, my apologies. All last, because we had a show yesterday, and at the end we were talking about this show with you, and I kept putting an R in your name. I am so sorry.
A lot of people do that because it's like the Cambrian era of I don't know those.
Like the
pre-Cambrian era. It has something to do with dinosaurs, so a lot of people do that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, and I used to go to the Central Coast to a place called Cambria.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Cambria. So I just shoved that R in there, and so I'm going to.
No worries.
I might even do it during the show. So my apologies in advance. So I've got an apology in the bank. So if I need it,
no worries.
I'll pull it out. So Stephen, what I posted in the comment or in the comment section, in the title, I think, the YouTube channel that I posted is like a second YouTube channel for you, because when you look up your name, there's a whole other set.
Yeah, I have two. Like I wanted to start a new channel just for the new show, to sort of, because the old one was like a mix of all different creative projects and weird stuff. So I wanted to have one, just focused on the new show, which is Truth Seekers.
Yeah. I'm loving that. Today I watched the one about what is it? Fake Psychics, episode 0046.
Okay, yeah, we did a whole series on all these fake psychics. I love looking into these people and peeling back the layers of deception and see what's really going on with these people.
Oh, and you're good too. I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna, of course I'm sub to you, but I'm gonna go back and watch more because I'm going to look up all your psychics and because that's hysterical. And so I hope it gets a lot of coverage. I hope your channel gets a lot of coverage because you're
we're slowly building organically. Like I didn't think it was going to take this long, but then I remembered starting the first one and like, yeah, it takes a long time before people find you, and but it's okay. We're like every day a few more people sub, so we'll get to that magic number where maybe we can make some money. That would be great. I think it's 1,000.
I know. Yeah. And then you have to have like so many hours of watch time.
Oh, my watch time is great. It's just the sub number I have to get up, so I'm good on the watch time, I think. We'll see where it goes.
We lack watch time. Well, we're sort of compared to our subs, but I know a whole lot of people who sub and they never come back.
People are fickle. What are you going to do?
Well, no, I do that. I'll see somebody I know, I like, so I'll go to their channel, I'll sub, and I don't. There's only so much time in the day.
Sure, yeah.
And there's so much internet, but I'm nice to these people. I just want to go sub and give them a like, and then I go
just to help them out. I do that too.
Yeah. So I think that's our case, and we call it the charity fuck. So, but it's cool, and we have our loyal followers, So
that's all you can do.
Yeah, and we're just enjoying the hell out of ourselves. So, Stephen, you have this story about this log cabin you're building in the forest. Am I correct? It is a forest.
Well, it's like I'm bordered on all these state game lands. I'm in just kind of like it used to be a campground here years ago. And then people started liking this place and the surrounding woods so much that they started living here full time. And so there's a mix of sort of summer cabins. Some guys just come up here for the winter. There's some hunting cabins and cottages. And then there's people who live here full time, 24/7, all year. I'm here about half the time now, or have been, while trying to build this place. Sometimes it was only weekends before, but because of COVID, my wife is home, so she's just like, go ahead, get after it, and is very supportive. So she'll take care of the children because she's not going to an actual office anymore, or only a couple of days a week. So I take care of the kids a couple of days a week that she's in the office, and then I race here to see what, this place has been one big puzzle to see what I can accomplish. And actually, thanks to COVID, I'm way ahead of where I thought I was going to be. Way ahead. Because instead of, coming up on a Friday night, now I'm coming up on a Wednesday night. So there's like a lot of extra work time in there.
Yeah. So you've got your own most excellent curve going during COVID.
Yeah. Like I hope that my wife stays home working from home for as long as possible. Because God bless her, though, she's trying to, do all these complicated spreadsheets. She's like a payroll accountant, and then the kids are all over and like, "Mommy, get me snacks," and this and that, So I still try when I'm there, like I'm trying to help out and get the kids away from her so she could do her stuff, do her thing. But then, like I said, I get to come here and try to do this thing, and it's been like, it's been the hardest, but also the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life so far, because I wanted to do this thing my whole life, and I could never find the time. I used to work a corporate job in a cubicle where I want to blow my brains out every day, that kind of job. So this became sort of like a fantasy to me. Like, I got to get out of this fucking cubicle and go build a cabin in the woods and be happy. And it's funny how that happens sometimes. Just say, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this cubicle. I used to say I was very successful in the corporate world at one thing, getting fired. Like I would just find a fucking way. Like after a while, I would just become disgusted enough with the corporate nonsense bullshit and it's like that movie. It's like Office Space. These fucking ridiculous reports, and I gotta spreadsheets and fucking, it's got to be, people will come up to me for ridiculous shit all the time. You gotta the format of this Excel file you sent me is not right. And, there's just so much nonsense doing that shit day in, day out, 10 hours a day. It's soul sucking. And I didn't want to do it anymore. So,
yeah, and
that was it. I walked out of there and I told the boss off and really, like I said, all the it was beautiful. Like I said, everything I wanted to say, having worked there for 4 or 5 years, like, here's all the shit. Fuck this place. Fuck you. And I walked out and I said, I will never sit in a cubicle ever. I don't care what I have to do. I'll go dig ditches. I literally dug ditches after that for a while. Like I got a job being the guy that's digging ditches. But I was outside and I was like, this is awesome. I'm not in a fucking cubicle. Okay, I'll dig a ditch all day today and make almost the same amount of money, but not be miserable. But the cabin, the whole time I was in cubicle land for 20 plus years, was a dream. Like, let's just go build a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
And live the way we should, close to nature and and become self-reliant too. Like, let's not just, this corporate structure, it's a cage. Like, we're going to keep you in this cubicle, which is a cage, and we're going to give you just enough money to get by and survive, but not do too well. Or,
Yeah, we don't want you too happy.
Yeah, and because you gotta go to that shit job you hate because you need all this money to pay people to do everything for you. Pay somebody to heat your house, pay a gas company, pay somebody to generate your electricity. And the cabin for me has been like an escape. Like, oh, I'm gonna figure this shit out. One by one, we'll figure it out. I'm not paying a water bill. There's a community well, so I have to haul in all the water.
Well, cool.
But I don't pay a water bill, and I don't worry about a water bill. And then, we don't pay for sewage or, sewage treatment or any of that. We have a composting toilet, which works better than I thought.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Like before that, we had a bathroom in a camper, and we had to empty that tank, and that was gross. The composting toilet's not that bad. And then heat, I don't have to pay for heat. I'm in a forest. There's wood everywhere. I used it to build the cabin. I use it to heat the cabin. So the only thing left I'm paying for right now is like $30 a month for electricity because we actually have on-grid power here. I have some small solar systems that I built, and eventually we're going to cut that cord. But while I'm building the cabin, for $30 a month, I said, I don't want to worry about how I'm powering all these power tools so it's nice. Right now I have the only thing, once I cut the power here, I can't use like these electric heaters or like a microwave anymore because it's too high wattage and it'll kill the systems that I'm going to have. But so I'll miss that a little bit, but soon
that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah. So soon we're going to cut the power cord and we won't be paying for that. The only thing that we'll pay here is annual taxes, which are like $300 a year. And by the way, this land, everything here is paid for. I didn't mortgage anything. I don't have a payment. Nothing. I got lucky selling my old house. There was a little bit of money left over, and I bought this pretty good sized plot of land. I came from the city where everybody's so crammed in, and your house is 10 feet wide.
You can hear toilets flush.
Yeah, your house is 10 feet wide, and I grew up in row houses, so that there'd be this huge row, and everybody gets a little slice, this bit, and this is what you're going to live in. So I don't know, it's about an acre here, and I bought this place for like something like $12,000 or $13,000, and thank God I had the money to just go. Here, and now it's mine and I own it, and anything that I build here is just investing in my future because everything's paid for. And it's surprising to some people that you can do that, but if you look around in rural areas or undervalued places, challenging land, let's say, like if it's mountainous like here, people will sell you an acre for $10,000 or $15,000 all over the place. At least in my state and the surrounding states. I almost ended up in New Jersey, but the taxes there are so high, even the real estate taxes, just to it would be thousands for the same size land that I got here. I'm in the Pennsylvania mountains here. So we went with that, but you could find it. If you look, I looked for 2 years, you know, every day I was looking at Craigslist, and landwatch.com is a good place to check. And I was checking with local realtors, or, you know, but eventually I found this place, and I just bought it cash, and then I'm done. And I just started, you know, as soon as we bought this place, I just started building it up.
Yeah, oh boy, I want to know about the construction. It is just the most fascinating
just looking at your wall behind you.
This is just siding though. This is behind me is just little slices of wood nailed up onto the wall so that it matches the rest. Brilliant. But the rest of the cabin is done with something called Cordwood Masonry, which is essentially you're building a wall, but instead of using bricks or stones, you're using logs. And it's an ancient building technique. It's something I always wanted to learn. And the reason that I chose that construction method is very simple. In a typical log cabin, this one is 12 by 24. I would never, working by myself, be able to lift those big, heavy logs 10 feet in the air by myself to stack them to, you know, do that typical log cabin that everybody sees with the notches. Yeah. So I was looking for alternatives, and I found this thing called Cordwood Masonry, which basically, instead of you chop up, these walls are 2 foot thick. So basically, you cut a bunch of logs that are 2 foot thick, lay them down on a stone footer, and then cement, lay another bunch of coarse over, and it's just like building a brick wall, but with logs instead of with bricks. And this allowed me by myself to do all this, because I wouldn't have been able to the other way without a crane and a bunch of pulleys or a lot. Normally, when somebody builds a log cabin like that, there's 4 or 5 guys doing it, so that you have the muscle power that you need if you don't have a machine to do this work. And
the varying sizes, that is just so pleasing to the eye. The diameter.
I think as I go, I got really good at it after a while. When I first started, it was just like I wasn't being very artistic, just kind of looking at the logs and like, which one looks like it'll fit over here, you know, this big pile of logs that I had, and I would just go in there and find puzzle pieces, and you know, but eventually I got a little more artistic at it and able to see, like, stand back and go, you know, this is how we can make it a little more pleasing to the eye. I started liking angles, like purposefully making something a little crooked just so you can get, you know, the angle. It looks better that way.
Oh, I love looking at it. It's art. It is art. But you know what?
It is art.
What I want to
live in art.
If you know what, if you want to, just for a visual aid, let me try to find it. I will share just a picture of the front side. Well, really, it's the side of the cabin, but let me see if I can find that. 1 second. I just. Oh yeah, here I shared it, and I forgot, but I can share this. So let me come back. Let me come back and we'll share that.
Okay.
Select window or screen. No, I don't really want to.
Yeah, and then at the bottom of your.
Select the window or screen.
And then at the bottom of our thing here, it says share screen.
I'll just do the entire screen. Oh, it's not letting me allow that.
Boy, this happened on our last guest. Yeah, at the bottom of my screen, it says share screen. Oh, you know what? I believe it takes 2 devices. Because I looked it up on StreamYard, you know, how to.
Oh, it says Firefox cannot allow permanent access to your screen. Oh, let me try it with with just that. There, now it'll let me.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think. Oh, wait a minute.
No, that's us.
I'm not sharing.
That's what it did to me too.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Yeah, it's making me share us. Oh, let me see if I can get.
Okay, there it is. Oh, that was it. Oh, now it's back to us.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know what. Okay, so I have to just stay on it then. Can you see
Okay,
the picture of the cabin?
there it is.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So here we could see this is actually the side of the cabin, and but you can give everybody could see a look of this cordwood masonry.
Wow.
So this is just a bunch of logs glued together with cement. And then these two front windows, I'm also real big on. I don't want to take a loan out to buy building materials. Everything that I do here is as you go. So these two big picture windows, those came. They were once glass sliding doors. So we just repurposed them, put them in a wood frame. They don't open, but I don't need them to. There's two other windows on the front and back wall.
That's one thing I wanted to mention to you because I've done like renovation a little bit and stuff. And hanging windows is one of the most difficult jobs in construction at times.
Yeah.
And that's even if you have them like custom made. Even sometimes you take one out and put it back after you fit. That's hard. But you take random windows. And
Yeah, and actually it's easier
And
than
you make
having
them
real
work.
windows, because what I did for this is those are basically these two former sliding glass doors that got put into a wood frame. And what you do is you just put them like on top of the wall once you get it so far up, and then level it all out, and then I'm building the logs around that frame.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one view of this. I can show you.
So what did I do? What did I do?
Oh, and this is some.
Okay, there. Oh, those are the slices.
Yeah, this is again my plan for the floor of the sunroom is going to be these big log slices, because I've got logs. And another thing that happened is the COVID hit and the price of lumber and everything doubled. So I was going to do.
That's right.
I was going to do things a
That's
certain
good.
way, and eventually I went, I can't do things the way that I wanted to because it's going to cost too much with lumber. So I just changed the plan, and this is part of the sunroom that's being built on the other side of.
Look at the process there, you guys.
Facing wall, and today I finished this part just
Whoa.
about. There's going to be a door here, and then there's more glass here, and I have to finish this. And this is just. These windows all came free, every one of them. Some of these I was picking out of the trash and putting in the woodshed on the side for like a year. I knew that we would want a greenhouse or a sunroom. My wife, I'm not sure. She's kind of like, do you really got to build another room? But just to even out the cabin, because it looked weird from the front without this other room on the side. So I said, yeah. And this is the south-facing wall, so. This is going to be a big thermal oven because we have very harsh winters here, and it should provide a great deal of free heat because there'll be a door between the kitchen room, which I could show you the kitchen room. There's going to be a door over here between the kitchen room and this sunroom. So, I don't wake up very early, probably 10 or 11. By 10 or 11, even on a good cold winter's day, if it's a sunny day, it'll be 70 or 80 in there. So I can open the door and let the heat in the rest of the cabin.
Nice.
And this is another problem that I had. I realized I had these doors that somebody gave me, but they were really thin and you couldn't fit like a couch or something. So I ended up having to build another door. This is a door and a door frame. And this is built out of old wood windows, trash picked, and just some scraps. And then I wanted to show you this is the new wood stove that I just put in the kitchen.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a wood cook stove, which is the most efficient thing that you could have because it's going to heat the cabin. Plus, there's an oven here, so you could bake bread, whatever you want to do. It's a little rusty. I just got this, and it needs to be
Oiled.
Somebody painted it, and you don't paint the top of a wood stove. They just use it as a decoration, though, for years. They never hooked it up or used it. So the paint's going to peel off and flake off as I keep probably 2 or 3 more burns, and then you stove polish the top of it with this black stove polish. But I can show you the kitchen room. That's in the kitchen room. So this is next to the greenhouse. So the door to the greenhouse is going to be on this side over here, and but this is the new wood cook stove, which I had a different wood stove. This one I got for $40. This thing was $40. I never paid somebody so fast in my life. I always wanted one. So I was like, all right, lady. And I almost felt like I was robbing her because this could have been the others that I looked at were like $800 or $1,000, but they were much, much bigger and huge and really heavy. This one was really small. And this is going in a room that's 12 by 16, the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
So it's the perfect size for that. It's really the perfect size for that.
Oh, well, and I see it. I
view of it. Pardon the mess over here.
It's properly vented, good, and would you have to clean that out every?
Yeah, every year I take the pipe out of the back of the wall from the other side, from the outside, or what used to be the outside, but now it's going to go up through the greenhouse. But yeah, it's easy. Okay. You just kind of take it apart, clean it out, make sure there's no creosote or mess in there. Yeah. Because the last thing you want is a chimney fire. But it's wood heat is the best heat too. It's my favorite. There's nothing better than sitting in front of that fire on a cold night.
Oh yeah.
And there's a fragrance to it as well.
I'm making it. Sorry. There we go.
This is so fascinating. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there was a question in the chat about, are you worried about termites?
Everybody says, here's a few things that everybody says, and that's usually it's a fair question, right? Termites, don't you worry about termites. If termites got involved in this cabin, that would be really bad and detrimental. But for a time, after Cubicle Land, I was an exterminator. So I really was for like a short time. Okay. But I learned enough, and here's one of the things that I learned. Any building made out of wood has got to be treated, right? So just to prevent the pests. Yes. All you do is do a spray about a foot or two up the wall and in the ground around the cabin. Yeah. And you'll never have termite problems. And the second thing that people say is that's going to rot. And there's a key to that is that there's a big overhang. So in other words, the wall's like this, and there's an overhang on the roof, so that any water is not going to touch the face of the logs. And on the front here, we're going to have a front porch, so that'll be covered. On the side is a big overhang. So those are the two big concerns that people have when they see it. It's like, well, it looks nice, but it's going to rot, or termites will eat it. And those are. There's cordwood buildings like this built in Europe that are over 1,000 years old, and they're still standing. And that's the key. You got to have a big overhang, and do some treatment. Make sure that you don't have pest problems. So I treat the whole building just in case, because you could have carpenter bees too, or carpenter ants. But once you put that sort of protective coating on that, bugs might go to crawl on it, and they're dealt with,
Yeah, dealt with. I like that. It's nice and tidy. They're dealt with.
But it's the last thing after spending like so much time of my life putting this thing together. Do I want to see a bunch of termites eat it for lunch, or cause damage? But the other good news is that this is very easily repaired. If there is let's say like one of the logs rots in the wall for whatever reason, you basically just chisel around the mortar joint and knock that rotten log out and find a log about the same size and jam it in and remortar. So
okay, do you use a special kind of mortar? Obviously, do you?
No, actually, I made a huge mistake in doing it this way, but I wanted convenience, right? Yeah. The normal way to do this would be that you have to have all these different dry ingredients: Portland cement, sand, lime, all these things. So for ease of use, I decided to just use straight Type S mortar out of Home Depot. It's like $7 a bag.
Oh, geez.
But the downside is that I probably spent a little more than twice as much doing it that way. If I would have bought the dry ingredients and mixed it, it's like 3 of these and 1 of the, I just said, I don't want to be, it's enough work to just mix a bag of pre-mixed mortar mix.
Yeah, and you
Because I did
probably-
all this. I did most of this by hand in a pail.
Yeah.
One of my neighbors felt bad for me. He kept seeing me, with a hoe and a pail. And he came over a bunch of times and he said, I got a cement mixer, man. This will save you so much time. But I was worried that I would break it or something. It's expensive. That's an expensive tool.
Yeah.
So eventually, though, I said, I got so tired and my back started hurting so bad that I caved. And so for the last quarter of the way up these walls, I used an electric cement mixer.
Oh, wow. Is he the same guy with the tractor thingy?
Yes. Yeah. With the
That's the
Bobcat. Yeah. He's got every tool imaginable. And, he builds decks and stuff for a living. And he's got, I lucked out buying this place because across the street from me is the best neighbor ever. He's got every tool imaginable. He's always loaning me tools or showing me too. I didn't want to pay an electrician to wire this room, so I didn't know how to do it. He showed me how to do it.
Oh my God.
And then I went and did the rest of them, there's 5 or 6 outlets in here. So he showed me one and then I went, it's 3 wires. Thanks. Now I know how.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is
They're the kind
absolutely-
of neighbours you need, though.
Yeah, and then this is a big thing for me here is I don't want to pay anybody to do anything that I can learn myself.
Yeah.
And it becomes empowering, and I feel like I'm becoming more self-reliant now. I will never call an electrician for anything unless there's some kind of county and you have to have a certified electrician do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and have it pass inspection and blah.
Yeah,
blah,
but
blah.
actually, I've termed this a recreational cabin
Oh.
to get around the building codes. And once you file an affidavit with the local township and a plot plan, then I'm exempt from all building codes. So
Oh, that's so smart.
yeah, I don't want besides, what am I supposed to do? Draw a bunch of logs glued together? Here's how I'm building this place? It's you want plans? I don't have plans. I got a pile of logs out on the side of the cabin I'm building, and I'm just throwing them together. And but I gotta say, it's not that this place is not well built. The walls are 2 foot thick. It's super,
Wow.
super insulated
No
and,
kidding.
and very, very sturdy. It's more sturdy than if you would have built this out of Home Depot 2x4s and siding and insulation and all that.
Oh, no shit. And what, 16-inch centers on
Mm-hmm.
all that shit. Yeah. But your construction vaguely reminded me of the old bottle houses I used to see.
Mm-hmm.
And the inside of your place, it's smoother than the outside. The outside you have sticky outs and places, but and that reminds me of a bottle.
Yeah, it still needs. I still need a day or I probably need 3 or 4 days to go around the outside and sort of try to pretty it up. I did that on the inside.
I think
It's
it's pretty like it is outside.
Yeah, it's okay, but it probably needs. You gotta do. I'm a little OCD, so I go around and look at the walls it looks like it needs a little more over here in that space, and I'm probably gonna be doing that for some time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so exciting. So you're just now finishing up the sunroom.
Well, I finished today. I finished this last section of wall out of windows, and the glass door goes there. And tomorrow I'm going to be filling in whatever didn't fit, if that makes sense. Whatever I could do, I just fill in the blanks. So now I have a section that's going to be stone, and that's another thing that I learned here. I kind of learned stone masonry out of necessity because not necessity really, but it's nice to be able to build a stone hearth yourself to put a wood stove on. So and we're in the mountains. There's big flat stones everywhere. I don't even have to dig them out. You just go around and pick them up. So I go around and that's another thing I've learned is that the forest will provide. I got to build this hearth. I just go around my land and look around for the resources. And that's kind of how I'm building this place is I've got plenty of stone. So I built a stone shower because I could. And because I didn't have the money, honestly, for this. There was like a shower stall kit at Home Depot. It's like $150 or maybe a little more.
Yeah.
And I just said, I can do this with stones. And so I just built like a stone back wall and the sort of stand that you stand on, and so far it's worked out.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy though, because it did take like 3 weekends. It took 3 weekends to do that stone shower though, where everything here is kind of like I have to trade my time for the money, because if I had the $200 to just go to Home Depot, it would have been done in a day.
Yeah.
So instead of a day, now I'm 3 or 4 days. But when I'm done, it's much more personal and it's much more custom.
Exactly.
And it looks like it belongs in a log cabin. A plastic shower stall does not look like it belongs. No.
You
I
got
can't wait to see the end product.
Yeah. Do you have a picture? Do you
Of
have
the
a picture
of the
your
shower? Well, I'm gonna have to really scroll back. I'm sure that I put on Twitter. So yeah, let me look. I think there is one somewhere.
Okay, while you're looking, I'm getting up for just 1 second.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Don't forget to turn the mic on.
Oh, I found a bunch more pictures anyway, though.
Oh, cool.
You see how far back? That was a while ago I finished that shower, so I don't know how far back I got to go to. Oh, yeah, I'll find it. It's got to be here somewhere.
It sounds absolutely stunning.
Well, it's
Okay, I'm
worked
back.
out. Yeah, I'm still scrolling here, so just give me a few
Oh,
minutes.
cool.
We can
Oh,
talk
sure.
while I try to find this thing. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
well,
here.
yeah, we'll just chat for a minute because, I want to talk about that praying mantis when we're all done here, because I am just absolutely mystified, but I am absolutely thrilled. And all I could do when I opened it was just to sit and look at it for lots of minutes, just going, wow. Probably the most thoughtful and dear gift. And just so whoever it was, you blew my socks off. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always nice when you get something that you want to see.
She just said she'd love to have a praying mantis.
Yeah, because they have a lot of meaning in my life. It's really the oddest story. And I told part of it, and somebody picked up on it and sent me a praying mantis pen.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's jeweled and enameled, and it's got it looks like purple eyes. It's just,
It's stunning.
and I pinned it on right away, and then I thought, wait, I can't see it. So I took it back off my shirt and put it down here on the table so I can look at it. It's just really, really special.
I found it.
Yay!
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Here we
All right,
go.
now I gotta figure out how to share this again.
How to do it again? I know.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 Drops says party at Steve's place. Oh, are you going to have a cabin warming?
If I ever finish this place, I'm going to try to have a big party. Yeah, I would probably do
Oh,
that.
wow.
Oh, why is it
Shame on
oh,
it
there we go.
in a different country.
That would be so cool. I would send you flowers or something. Okay,
There
so
we go.
there it
Let's
is.
see if
There
we-
it is. Okay,
See if we can find it. So this is the shower stall.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That-
and what we have is just we don't have a running water here, so we have this big 10-gallon pot, and so we heat the water on the wood stove or on the campfire outside, or we have a propane stove too, and I have another propane burner. I might put like a something right in the bathroom.
Wow.
So this is just. And I don't know if I had the later pictures, but so then I put like just a big shower stall around, or not a big shower curtain around this side. I was going to put a wall up this side too, but then getting stuff in or out, the doors right here, like there's a front door right there. So
Okay.
yeah, but this is just one of those things. Like I need a shower or a place to take a shower, and this was done because it's freezing as hell outside. Trying to take a bag. We had
Yeah.
bag showers before this, and I
Oh,
would just go
geez.
outside. But
No,
like
no.
if it's 20 outside or 10 outside, you don't want to do that. So
You don't want to do that. Where does the water run?
this goes outside into a flower bed.
Oh my God!
Right in front.
Great
Yeah.
planning.
So
Is
that's-
wonderful.
Oh, my
That's
God.
basically what happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is just absolutely stunning,
Oh,
Stephen.
let me stop that. There we go. Yeah, and I found there's some other. Let's see if I can. I got to scroll back now, but I saw there's a bunch of other stuff that
This
I could
is
share.
astounding. It just, boy, I always wanted to do. I always thought about doing something like this. You just,
As did I.
Yeah, well, I did too. So, I think one of the reasons that this place came together like it did is because I sat in a sad cubicle for years dreaming about doing it and imagining how the shower would look, or imagining like what the wood stove would look like, what the hearth to the wood stove would look like, what the walls would look like. So maybe I visualized this for a long time, and that's why it was easier for me to manifest it into reality. But it's still amazing to me sometimes to go like, I just pulled this thing literally out of my daydreams, and it's coming out pretty close to those daydreams. So
Yeah.
that's
Sometimes it's unreal.
And you have a neighbor with equipment, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, he's really a large part to why this is here too. Because every time I get stuck, when I get stuck on something, he's there to sort of help me. Oh, and I'll show another view here. This is me and my beautiful wife here. Let me see.
Oh, she is just the cutest little thing. Yeah, your whole family. What a darling family. Oh, you guys.
Oh, wait a minute. This thing is. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is the front door of the cabin.
Oh, wow.
And another view of some of the log work. And my two boys, they had a ball here they had a ball here all summer, and I was so thankful to have this place, because if not for this place, we would have had nothing to do all summer. But we could come here and we could have cookouts, and there's a lake right nearby, so they went swimming every day, and it was really cool. And now I saw, as I was scrolling, I saw some other older pics that.
Okay.
I'm sorry about this. Let's see.
No,
there's more parts of my floor there.
The slices.
Oh, here's a visitor. We got visitors here a lot.
Oh, wow.
Raccoons.
Boy, those are some healthy raccoons. Look how
Yeah, I know. Look at the size.
there's a whole family of them here, and my kids, like, they drop. Oh, here's a good view of the front of the cabin so far. So the sunroom's going over here on this side. Again, an angled roof coming down. On this side over here. This is our fire pit where we have a bunch of grills, and the front door. I put a lion door knocker on that door. This is a big monstrous door, and this part is this is where the bathroom is and the shower is, and the composting toilet, and then behind this room behind this room is the kitchen, which is really like a eat-in kitchen, and there's a couch in there. It's a pretty big room. But I saw some. Let me see my stuff from my show. I saw. Here is a good view of building this thing.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good view of it, and almost ready to put the roof on it. It's just filling in the blanks, almost ready.
The windows. So you do log mortar.
Yeah. And then so here we see a view on the side that I'm building now. This is just some big logs that we used to make a big, huge. It looks like the Flintstones, I think. Big, huge frame.
Yeah.
And those go on these stone piers. And this is, again, I did this because there was the money for lumber just wasn't there, but I got logs all day. So
look at those logs. Are they sunk into the ground too?
No, they're right on top of these stone piers that I built, but I'm going to be putting additional stone around them with some cement to try to make sure. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
Well, especially it'll be, when you get those logs in too.
Yeah, yeah. Once the so this is the notch cut to
Okay.
make this all work, and then this is I think there's a yeah, and that's pretty well. We're up to like I got the going so far. Oh, this is a view of this is a view of the inside of the living room.
Isn't that spectacular? Look how cozy that is.
Yeah, and this place is wired. This place is wired for 12 volts as well. So there's up here is 12-volt lights. There's another one back here. This place can run from 12-volt lights. This is electric heater, just with the fake fire. But right next to it is the actual wood stove in here.
That's so cool.
And this is where I do my show when I do the show from here, or this is where I'm sitting right now, actually. So, yeah.
Well, oh gosh, that's wonderful. Will you have eventually indirect lighting?
Well, I was thinking about actually putting some skylights in here, but I got these two big, huge windows. Plus, there's a window on the front and the back wall, so I think we're fine. I have the windows. I have the lights on at night sometimes in here, and a lot of times I'm here by myself. I'm working on this computer, so I just don't have lights. I'm very frugal with the lights.
Good on you.
And this is a view of that wood stove that I just put in, picking it up. It's just piece by piece, this place has come together. And again, we have this.
Oh, let's see. Can we see that again?
Yeah, sure. This is the view of the side, and I put those paths in, and I had a hand spread 7 tons of gravel. My neighbor's machine was down, so that was terrible.
Man, boy, so this will keep you really fit, huh?
Yeah, I don't need a gym. I just come here because I'm either chopping wood, cutting wood, carrying wood, And
I love that path meanders.
Yeah.
You don't have a straight shot.
Yeah, I did that on purpose, actually. I could have, but I was like, no, I kind of like it being windy, right?
Yeah. It's like water flowing, and I hate right angles leading.
Me too. That's probably why this place is built the way it is. Everything's like crooked, but it's like my crooked cabin.
Oh, no.
Like it,
unique and beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't that a picture?
Oh, God.
That is absolutely.
And this over here on the right side is just a firewood shed. So that was built out of recycled materials too. That was built out of wood from people threw in the trash. I used to drive around in Philadelphia in the city, and just like if you drive around in a place like Philadelphia, you're going to find scrap wood in the trash on trash day. So I just started piling it up, and here. And so we need a wood shed. What do we got over here? And that was kind of my previous method, was to go picking trash and stuff. But that was before I figured out that I could just build everything out of natural materials too.
Yeah.
That is just brilliant. So when was your starting point? How long have you been at this? I don't think.
This will be the third. I guess this is going on year 3. And all this was done on weekends, whenever I had the time, and it wasn't I sort of wish that I could just stay here, because sometimes it feels like as soon as I start really seeing progress, I got to go home to the real world, and then you got to sort of wait, until you get to that next weekend to make progress again, and it's frustrating to me sometimes because I get wrapped up. I get wrapped up in this stuff, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go back to reality.
But
they're soon enough, though. Sooner than you think, I believe.
And bless the Corona God.
Yeah. Oh, let me stop that. There we go.
Things. Boy, this is the passion and your drive and your focus.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate. It's not. You know what? I'm amazed that people are so interested in this, because it's just a personal. Yeah, but I didn't know that. And then I started thinking it's not just me who thought, let's go build a cabin. Everybody, a lot of people have that dream. Like, let's go build that cabin in the woods, and the hell with this cubicle job, or sort of checking out, right?
Anybody who's ever vacationed or been in the mountains or the woods, get that. You get that. I really never want to leave here. I wish I lived here.
Yeah.
everybody who's been in
Yeah.
a place that has serenity and space. And,
Oh, that's funny. That this is Camp Serenity. It's funny that you said that. Isn't it? I have a sign in the other room, and it says "Welcome to Camp Serenity," and it says Stephen, Sharon, Zachary, and Xavier. And my wife gave me that as a gift. And
perfect.
yeah, this is the place that I feel most at peace, and this is the place that I feel most happy. And but I gotta, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I love my house in the suburbs. I got a big, beautiful house in the suburbs. It's like 3,500 square feet. It's huge. But sometimes I think, like, do you need that?
Yeah, and
so
sometimes
this place actually started as it was 12 by 24, the original cabin. And I thought, I'll just build this tiny cabin, just what we need, and that's it. But then my kids started getting a little older, and my wife wants to bring her friends or her sisters or mother-in-law. Like, all right, now we got to add on to this thing. And I have to say, this big living room doubled the size of the cabin, the thing with the logs that I built around the original structure. And it's so much more comfortable with the extra space, just one big living room here. And then the original cabin next door has like a sleeping loft in it, but nobody ever wanted to sleep in the sleeping loft. So that's a waste.
No surprise there then.
I might just cut that out. Nobody ever wants to sleep in there, but I hate to do it because then it's also store. Actually, it's junk storage right now. We just throw junk up in there.
Put it out. It's storage.
Yeah, leave it up. Hang flowers from it or something. Leave that thing up.
Yeah, I probably will. I don't know. I slept on it for a while, especially because it gets so cold that you're so high up that was the warmest spot in the cabin.
Yeah.
And we had a wood burner in the kitchen, and it's too small, so you can't make it through the night.
Yeah.
So if it's like 10 outside, I'd be playing like Jenga, like stuff every inch of that firebox, tamp it all the way down, and then go to bed. But I would always wake up freezing because after 2-3 hours that goes out, and it was 70 or 80 in here when you went to bed. Now it's 30, and you wake up. This new burner that I have goes all night long, and I don't have to worry about it. So I sleep in here. I have this. Yeah, you can kind of see. This is like there's just a bed thrown on the floor. While I'm here myself, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. And Stephen, this is really funny because, of your focus and your drive and, doing this for yourself. And you're surprised at the interest that other people have.
Actually, I'm surprised.
Wait.
I'm surprised enough at the interest that I think I'm going to start another YouTube channel. I wish I had time because I'd really like to start another YouTube channel that would just be like the cabin stuff and how do you build this and how do you
Yes, and then I predict that you're going to be on some national news about this because this is absolutely
actually I know I have a friend of a friend of a friend who has some involvement with Mother Earth News, and so and I've been in contact with them and sent them pictures, and whenever I want to, they'd like to do some kind of something about this cabin, but I want to finish it. I want to hammer that last nail in, clean the whole place up, get rid of all the clutter and tools there is shit everywhere. Well, actually, it's not so bad right now because my wife was just here at the last month in September, and like she puts all my tools in bins and stuff, but it's going to be bad now because she's not around, so it starts to slowly, like, there's tools everywhere, parts everywhere, board is for that, I got to nail it up over there, and like, but it is what it is. It's sort of chaotic, but always progress,
always progress, and it's just an amazing thing to watch. And I have a quote. I'm going to quote you, Stephen. On one of your shows, you said, "Only a bitch would buy a log cabin."
yeah, that's my dig at David Wilcock. Where, buying a log cabin that's something a woman does. Okay. a man. I'm a man. I want a log cabin. I'm going to build one. Well, it's also too. It's like anybody can buy something, right?
No
Yeah.
kidding.
You know,
But there's,
anybody
you
can
know,
buy it.
it's cold.
Well,
and
actually,
wet.
that's one of the I went looking like maybe I'll just buy a cabin, but they were all $50,000-$75,000 even for a crappy one with land or whatever, you know. So I
Yeah.
just did it this way out of necessity, really. But I
And-
wanted the experience of doing it too, and I have to say that it changed my life. Like I feel so much more empowered. I feel like if I can manifest this kind of a dream, and it's a big dream, right?
Yeah.
And I felt
Yeah,
like this was
sure.
like destiny for me. It was like some of this stuff just happened, and it felt effortless. I mean, there was effort, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to just pull this right out of my imagination into reality. And it's so rewarding when you look, you know,
Yeah.
stand back and look at that wall you build out of trees and trash. It's trees and trash. This whole
Yeah.
place has been built out of trees, trash, and passion and determination.
And soul. Heart and
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah, that is just a thrilling thing to witness, Stephen. I got to tell you, I don't think you realize how thrilling it is
Right.
for other people to be witness to this. And boy, I'm so grateful that you're sharing this because
Yeah, well, I want to encourage everybody because fear kept me from doing this for too long. I was afraid. Like I don't know how to build anything. I'm not a carpenter, right? And what if it's crooked? What if it falls down? What if, you know? And eventually I got over every bit of anxiety and just decided if it falls down, I'll pick up the pieces and I'll build it again and I'll have learned something. And
yeah, to
I
get
have
out
few-
of that cubicle and on weekends even.
yeah, yeah. I used to work all week and then come here and just all weekend be, you know, trying to make progress. And I did have a few things happen that were like pretty tragic. Like once I spent 2 days doing the fill around the door frame, and then I suddenly realized that this huge door, and it was like wasn't level. So I tried to adjust it, and we had like an avalanche, and 2 days worth of work just fell down.
No.
And I went, oh my God, now I got to do this all again tomorrow. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, just little by little, and it's so rewarding because you could see, especially with this kind of building, you just see that wall going a little higher every day that you
Yeah.
work on it, and you feel good, like it's coming. The end. I never thought I was going to finish this room though, because all the stacking all those logs, mixing all that cement. But I just kept going, and we had weather problems, like it was freezing in here. So we got the wood stove in, and there was like big gaps on the front and back wall that had to be filled in. But we were like blaring this wood stove to keep it warm enough in here so that the cement would dry and not be frozen and cracked. And like, yeah, I paid with some blood, sweat, and tears to get it to where it was okay. This is a finished wall now, you know.
Oh, boy.
And sometimes I wanted to go home because I don't like being cold. Like I'm gonna have to freeze my ass off all weekend trying to finish this shit, you know.
Oh, how do you keep clothing there, or do you haul? Well, you probably have to wash them. You got to take them out.
Yeah, we don't have a washer or dryer here. That's on the list of
So
things.
you
Well,
got
actually,
to-
we do. One time I was here and I forgot to bring changes of clothes. I have a backpack that I come back and forth with, and I forgot the backpack. So, but there was enough clothes around here that I just washed them in this. We have this bathtub for our kids that was made out of a barrel, like a half a barrel. So
Okay.
just soap and water, and just, you know, and then I would hang them up hang them up near the wood stove, and they'll dry. So I could do wash here, but no, generally I just take stuff back and forth.
Yeah, and lots of socks. And do you have thermal underwear and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, my wife takes care of me, so
Oh, good.
she got me these thermal underwear sets, and in the winter they're great because that's just one little extra layer, but it really helps.
Yeah.
And then I'm
no.
not yeah.
Yeah, keep your joints warm. And
Yeah, but most of the time, even in the middle of winter, it's 40, 20 outside. I just have a hoodie. I
Yeah.
wear hoodies here constantly because if I'm doing all this physical labor, I don't have trouble staying warm. You know, I could be
Right.
sweating when it's 30 outside sometimes here doing some of this craziness.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Stephen. Okay, we're coming up on an hour here, and this has been absolutely fascinating. God, we love our artists and
I know. Yeah.
the
Well,
creators.
I'm not really an artist. It's just that I don't know how to build anything.
Are you
I don't know how to
kidding?
build anything the normal way, so I just have to
Look
figure
around
it
you.
out. Yeah. It did come out. It's coming out. Like that's what a friend said. You're like building an art cabin. Maybe,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
Priceless.
Sure.
Exactly. And this, I grew up in a small city outside of Los Angeles, and there's a place that was like just adjacent to us where I raised my kids and where I grew up, Claremont, California. You drive up Indian Hill Boulevard, and there are these, or there used to be, these native stone cottages, these native stone houses, all up in both
Oh,
sides,
that's cool. That's cool.
everywhere. And Maynard, who played the guy Bob Denver, who was on Gilligan's Island, lived in one of those California native stone houses on Indian Hill Boulevard for years and years.
Oh,
and
that's
years.
interesting.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, but what you've done here,
Yeah.
that just is reminiscent for me of those days driving past those stone houses that were.
Yeah, it was kind of funny here because we're way back in the woods here, but there's, like I said, there's other residents, there's other people that have cabins around here, and then eventually I started getting an audience. You know, like people would drive down
Yeah,
Little
I can
Road, and
imagine.
they would stop and just, what the hell is that? You know, and then in the summertime, a lot of people were walking their dogs just to look at the cabin, and that's nice. You know, see
Oh,
people,
and
I
also-
talked to a lot of my neighbors. They've all been very supportive, offered me like materials, some of them, and or you know, whatever resources. They say, I got these old windows if you want to come and take a look at them, or I've got some 2x4s if you need some that I'm not using. So people have kind of like donated to the cause, which is nice.
No
What a
kidding.
great environment to bring children and that raise a family in.
Yeah, my kids love it here. My wife was never like a big like camper. You know,
Oh, boy, I
we
understand.
went camping before the kids. We used to go camping in tents, and I think she just did it to humor me. She didn't really
Been there.
enjoy
Oh,
herself.
yeah,
So
I-
this place, I wanted to make it comfortable for her. So whatever she wants here, I make sure to make it happen.
Oh,
you know.
good. And you're a smart man.
Yeah, happy wife. You know, happy life.
Means everything. Okay, this guy is not a dumbass. This guy is.
No.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago. If she's not happy, nobody's happy. So you know, you gotta just do what she wants. I used to, you know, it's funny when they first got married. I used to think like, you remember that saying like, well, you gotta, all guys give you this advice. It's like you gotta pick your battles, right?
Uh-huh.
So I would never know when I first got married. I'm like, I'm not caving. We're gonna have this could be one of my battles. Like, no, we're not doing it this way. After a while, I figured out it's just don't even argue because she's just gonna get what she wants. She's she'll you know wear you down or use the trump card and win. So I don't even argue now. I just go, yeah, dear, whatever you want. All right, we're gonna do it that way.
Bless you for that.
And I'll bet she has an assortment of trump cards.
Well, yeah, but you know the major one that women can use to win every argument, right?
What's that one?
No sex. Oh,
that one.
You don't want to go. You don't want to do it my way. Cut off.
Oh,
And
yes.
men will cave quick on that one. I do.
Oh, well, especially if your partner is really, really good at that thing, and then you start to miss it and you cave.
Oh, let's not get too personal. Do you want me to like?
I was trying to choose my words carefully, but I did. Yeah. So, Stephen, dear man, you and your family, you know, bless you. You are just fucking adorable. But this is the part of our show where we ask people for final thoughts. And so you can go first, or Maggie can go first, or I'm not going first because I'm last because it's
Your show.
my damn name on the show. Stephen, do you have any final words?
Well, you know, I would say like that people see this thing that I'm doing, and it's inspiring people, which makes me feel great. And also, the people, everybody says, a lot of people say, I've always wanted to do that, and I would encourage you, go do it. Do it. You'll be so glad that you did. Don't put it off. It doesn't have to be a cabin. It could be any dream that you have. Maybe you want to buy a sailboat and sail through the Caribbean. Do it. Do it now.
Yeah.
Every day that we get is a gift, and nothing is guaranteed. You could get sick and die tomorrow, and have that dream unfulfilled. I don't want to have any regrets. When if I kick the bucket, I'm going to go happy, knowing that I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you should too. You really should. Think about it. If you're afraid, don't be. You'll find a way. If it's meant to happen for you, you'll find a way to make it happen. I'm here with trees and trash in the middle of nowhere, building a dream, log by log. And you can do the same exact thing. Don't put it off. Do it now. Your life will benefit so much just from giving in and going, let's do it. Let's do it. And no more procrastinating, no more thinking about it. Do it. You'll be glad you did.
Wow, you could be a motivational speaker, Stephen.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I can't top that one.
Can't top that one. Yes. And try to do something. I want to add to that. Try to do something every day you wake up that is going toward that. Even if it's just a thought in your head, do something every day to get there. Like even if it's like sketching it out on a napkin or drawing it in the dust, think about it, plan it, fantasize about it, have dreams about it. And that is action. That's action. That it really is, even though you're not being actively doing it right now.
Maybe the law of attraction too. Like if you just focus on it enough, it'll start coming closer to you. I believe that because I drew this place. I drew this place probably 100 times, sitting in a little cubicle, wanting to do it. Before taking the steps
as well.
What, Maggie?
And how you treat people as well. What you give out, you get back.
Well,
don't do it with expectations. Do it because you want to.
And look at what Stephen has described about his neighbors and people walking by. You have attracted, because number one, I think you're a good man. And I think.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm
trying. I'm a very flawed human. But every day I try to improve.
Everybody is.
There's no such thing as trying. You're either doing it or you're not, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so there's a testimonial right there about your purpose and your dream and stuff. And now these people are getting you. I love that people get you.
Yeah.
And they talk to you and you talk to them and there's an engagement there that is just priceless, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have some support and people that are willing to acknowledge that what you're doing is hard and maybe I should give this guy a hand. And like I said, I have that neighbor who's awesome because every once in a while I get stuck or I can't move this thing forward and he comes over and looks at it and we have a few beers and we talk about what I can do to get over the hump of whatever is in the way, and there've been literally like big trees in the way of this thing, and he was like, I go get my chainsaw. We'll take care of this right now. And don't stop worrying about it. We'll just knock it right out and you can go on with your plans. So,
man, Stephen, as hard as this is and as grueling as this is, you are having the time of your life.
Absolutely. I love every minute of it here. Once in a while when it's really, really cold, I bitch though. I cry. I'm like, what? Why the hell am I here? It's 10 outside. Why am I here? Or like even sometimes in the winter, it takes a long time even just to get back here with these dirt roads, and I've only got a car with front wheel drive and traction control. Once I went in a ditch, you know. And then some guy had to come with like these winches and pull me up off the side of the road. And, like, yeah, even just getting back here is a chore sometimes, but it's worth it. It's worth the hassle.
Oh, I am.
And they're all memories.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a legacy. It's a legacy as well.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that my son will take this when I'm gone, you know, and also he'll remember all the family, you know, all the times we had here, and maybe do the same with his family after I'm gone. So you're right, it'd be a legacy.
After that.
And he'll have such stories. Both your kids, you know, will retain the stories and the memories. And this is just the most precious, beautiful thing. I don't want to get sappy about it, but Maggie, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, can I go to bed, please?
Yeah, it's like 1:30 or 2 a.m. where she is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should wrap things up so everybody can get some rest.
Well, Maggie, especially Maggie, any words from you, dear, before you finally conk yourself out?
I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Stephen.
Yeah, you too. Nice to meet you.
Everything that is around you is stunning.
I appreciate that.
It really, really is. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in and listening to Stephen. And I hope you all go and see him on Truth Seekers.
Yeah. You could just search YouTube for my name, Stephen Cambian, and you'll find a Truth Seekers channel. I appreciate if everybody could subscribe to that. We're trying to build a bigger, better show there.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your log cabin depicted on merchandise, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I will. Sure.
I think that would be brilliant. Okay, Stephen, thank you so much. Would you consider coming on with us again?
Sure, absolutely. As long as I can find the time. But at night here, it's getting dark. It's getting dark early now, so I have a little more time at night now because most of my work is still outside right now. There's no lights over there, and like when the sun goes down, I kind of like I'm done for the day, and I just find something to do for a little while. Yeah, and get cozy.
Yeah, put on your thermals and your hoodie and.
No, I have the wood stove going now. I'm fine. It's 40 outside. It's 60 or 70 in here.
Oh, cool. Neato torpedo. Okay, Stephen, dear, boy, sometimes I just don't want a show to end. But thank you again, Stephen.
Sure thing.
So great.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Much love to you and your family as well.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll see you again, dear heart. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Well, that was stunning.
I know. What an amazing place.
Isn't it? I can't believe we really did that. Okay, I'm going over to the chat. You guys, so sorry we didn't look over to you guys. Veronica May, Agent Veronica, thank you for being here. God, you were here an hour ago. Thanks for showing up at 6 drops. I think I told Tammy, McGuigan, thanks for showing up, sweetheart. Sunshine,
Sophia, Deborah, and everybody that was popping in and out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Vicky, thank you for being here. Oh, anybody who hasn't seen Sunshine on Sophia's latest photo and movie pictorial of her, that 10,000-mile trip she took not too long ago. She's still publishing her journey.
Still publishing videos.
Oh, they're just breathtaking, and she's added music. And Vicky, what a pleasure to see that. Your YouTube channel takes me away. Boy, don't we all need that right now. You guys go over and look at Sunshine on Sophia's channel because she's just
she's done some amazing things.
And she's a good woman, she's a good friend.
Okay. Another great artist.
and a great artist. We could go on and on. Okay, I'm scrolling down 6 drops. Sweetheart, yeah, I think I did 6 drops. Out of Mind, Deb. Hi, sweetheart. Dan Hogan. Dan Hogan, welcome to the Granny Show. I don't know how you found us, but thank you for being here. That's a new name. Thanks. Okay, Dan Hogan knows Out of Mind. Okay, so there's a connection. I love all of this 1 degree of separation shit that we have.
Yeah. You're just great, each and every one of you.
All of you guys, I'm scrolling down. Eileen Ebony, hi, sweetheart. Little cutie. Good to see you. Who I'm scrolling down because Mercy. Okay. Tammy would trade your son at this point. Yeah.
Yes, I would. Tammy.
Tammy wants to adopt Stephen. We'll all see everybody in court. So whoever gets him first gets to adopt him. Okay, Maggie, sweetheart, this has been great. Thank you for being up out of bed. I hope you get good sleep.
Yeah, I will. I have to tell you one thing. You know me eye mask with the 2 eyes on?
Yeah.
I've frightened the life out of Darren the last 3 nights. He's woke up and all he's seen is these 2 eyes looking at him.
Those eyes on the front of your face with your mouth open like a corpse.
I'm sorry, but it's funny.
It is funny. That's really funny. My kids used to tell me because, I was always, busy with stuff. And sometimes after a day or in the middle of the afternoon, I'd sit down and watch a soap opera between ironing and, cooking and stuff. And so I'd fall asleep on the couch, and my kids more than once said, "Mom, you look like you're dead," because I'm sitting with my mouth open, with my head slung on the back of the couch. And so I sleep like a dead person. So I totally get Darren's horror.
3 mornings on the run.
Aww.
I keep forgetting. He says, I just look round and these eyes are looking at me.
Oh my God, Maggie, we're getting slap happy. It's only like early evening for me, and I'm everything.
I don't touch any more caffeine.
Oh, geez, I know the Earl Grey is not on my schedule tonight. I think I'm gonna go pee once more and then lay down for a little while. Okay, Maggie, dear, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yes, see you on Sunday.
See you on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We don't
5 o'clock.
Yeah, over in the UK, it'll be 5 o'clock your time. Tea time for you guys. We call it dinner here, But you call it tea time. Sometimes tea is involved. Okay, Maggie, dear heart, we're going to end this broadcast because, I'm babbling for sure. Okay, I love every damn one of you in the chat. Thank you, our good friends, for showing up.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thanks, Veronica.
Thank you, everybody. You're brilliant in yourselves.
Our stellar chat. Okay, I'm ending this. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Please check in with us on Sunday. Okay, love you all. Bye.
Bye.